Hey Pamela, great. I finished my 10-day cleanse yesterday.
Awesome. And the purpose of this hangout, we're going to share with people three things that worked really well for us on this cleanse and then three challenges. So you finished your cleanse yesterday. I finished it 2 days ago. Tell me about one of your challenges.
All right, and Pamela, let's quickly tell people we're having a little bit of technical issues with the sound distortion, that we apologize for that, but it may come through to them a little bit distorted.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Sure. Okay, so I'd say, well, first, I've got to report I lost 8 pounds.
Wow. That is just amazing.
Yes, and I thought I wasn't doing this really to lose weight at all, but I thought that'd be a nice bonus, but so that was good. All right.
Wonderful. And I've got some really cool news I'm going to share in a few minutes too when we
All
get to the
right.
good stuff.
Okay. So, first I'll mention I had a little sleep issue, which I did mention in my last at some point, and so I from the cherry apothe cherry juice at which you take at the end of the day, it did keep me awake. So I did mix it with I did make a little concoction each night which solved that problem, mixing the fiber blend with a third of an avocado and uh, some let's see, almond milk or water with the apothe cherry juice and a little bit of the red salt, the pink salt, Himalayan salt, and then whipped that up in the Vitamix and had like a cup and a half of this delicious, pudding before bed. So, and then I didn't wake up at night, and that worked really well. I really I looked forward to that. I've been kind of wanting a nighttime snack, and there we go. So that worked out.
Awesome. And one of my challenges was that I was definitely hungrier. This was my second cleanse, and I just felt so much hungrier. And I think part of it had to do, I'm doing this intensive healing mastery program right now, and it's really stirring up a lot of, emotional stuff, and I think that's part of it. So what I started to do was I would schedule a nap in, like in the afternoon, always. That's when it became the most challenging for me. So like I was looking forward to my 2 o'clock shake. I would just schedule in like 3 o'clock and I just nap for like 15 minutes, and that really helped a lot.
All right, and so I'll talk about my hunger on this. Let's see. I was a little bit hungry, but not really, not too bad. And I was at work most of the time, so I was busy all the time. So when I might want to, have a little snack or something, I just had to. I drank some water, and what I found was really good. And I'm drinking a shake this morning. I must share with you. um, what I found was that when I'd finished this down to the last, inch of it, I would add water to the rest, and then I'd sip that for the rest, couple hours, and then
Yeah,
it
good
really,
idea.
yeah, it really makes the whole water taste good, and so I really, my urge for, a snack that helped with that.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
yes,
And
so
my second one, I wrote these down so people could see, was I was craving more variety. I had this, like, I could not walk my dog in the same place. I couldn't drive to the library the same way. It's like I had this real craving for variety. And I think that's part of, like, doing a cleanse like this, a transformation cleanse. Like, part of your life will want to shift. And so I would just do some journaling, like what in my life wants to change right now. So that's not a huge challenge, but it was something that I noticed came up, and so that's my second one.
all right, that's good. That's really great to journal when you're having those feelings. That's really a good habit. Now, I would say my last challenge was, even though this is a cleanse, I found that I needed to take some extra psyllium every day to kind of move things along that way. And it's a surprise to me, but anyway, that worked fine, and so that solved that issue.
That's funny you say that because that was my third challenge. I wanted more results. And so many times people think when I do a cleanse, I'm going to be running to the bathroom all the time. Not true. You know, as I heard one doctor say, we cleanse the body in 4 ways. First of all, through our lungs. So that's number 1. So I would get up in the morning and I would do some rebounding and breathe really good, fresh morning oxygen and expel as much as I could. And then the second one is through the skin. So I would do some of that dry skin brushing. And then the third is through the urine. You know, I was, peeing a lot. And then the fourth is through the colon. And I was like the same way. 4th, 5th day, it's like, hey, man, I want more results. I want to see more toxins. So what I did was David Sandoval says every other day, towards the end of it, you can do this flush, which is 2 teaspoons, in the morning, you can do this if you want. 2 teaspoons of, I use Himalayan salt in a quart of warm water. You drink that down, and then you lay on your right side for 20 minutes. And then you follow it with, I just had, well, here, I have right here, the Apothe cherry juice. You put 4 tablespoons of that in cold water. So after you do that warm water, you drink that down, lay on your side for 20 minutes, then you drink that cold mixture of the cherry juice, and you lay there for another 20 minutes, and let's just say you'll get results. And I like to see all those toxins coming out, it's like that's why I'm doing the cleanse. So that was a really good tip that I learned, and I want to share that with people too, because it's like, hey man, I want more results. So speaking of results, let's go into the positive things now, because I've got some really, really exciting positive things that I want to share.
Well, why don't you start, Pamela?
Okay, I will. I went in and did my blood work. I went in on the 9th. So you see here, this is from the Olympic Medical Center on June 9th. And I've always had trouble with my triglycerides. I've always had high triglycerides. And I went in, and sure enough, on the 9th, my triglycerides were 270. I was like, oh my gosh. And my total cholesterol, 208. My good cholesterol is 39. Okay, now, yesterday I went in. This is on June 20th. And if anybody wants to see these, I'm happy to share them, because I want to make sure that this stuff is really doing something. I want to see results. My blood work, my triglycerides, listen to this, Tamara.
Yes?
78.
Pamela, it sounds like a mistake.
I was in my car reading these results. I was, and I don't use this word hardly ever, astonished. I was totally astonished, because in my life, my triglycerides have never been below 100. And so I saw that 78. Now listen to this. The good cholesterol, 44. So the ratio, the ratio is what's really important here. And so the ratio is excellent. And then my overall cholesterol went down. It was 208. Now it's 142. And this is in 11 days.
All right, Pamela.
I was like, it's like I love this cleanse. I felt good the first time and everything. And, I realized that you have to maintain this too. I get results like this, and it shows me that I can't do all of the many nuts I was doing. It's got to be more, the wheatgrass and everything that's in this cleanse. I have to be eating more of that on a regular basis to maintain these excellent results. And so you don't just do it once and then go back. Like, I was under stress too. Like, my family was here. We had a really good time, but we were doing a lot of stuff. And I was showing my nephews all kinds of smoothies. So I was doing a lot of pineapple, a lot of mango and stuff like that, which I like, and I think it's okay. But to balance it out with more of the wheat grasses and everything that, the Purium Cleanse has in it, I think is the way I want to continue, because people are always saying, and I think it's fabulous that people are losing weight. It's wonderful. But when I look at heart disease, I mean, that really is, when I know that I can change it in my life, it's so empowering to know that this is something I can actually control. I don't just have to go in, get medication or whatever. It's like, this is something, depending on my diet and my stress level and all of that, it's within my control. And how empowering is that?
That's amazing, Pamela. Pamela, would you write those, type up those figures and put them below this Google Hangout so that people can actually read those statistics?
Good idea. I'll do that.
Yes, so that's amazing.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, so
Really amazing. I've had high triglycerides like years ago, and I was always trying to do more exercising, which I exercise, like I walk an hour a day and do rebounding and stuff. I was always trying to get them down, but I never had this kind of dramatic results before.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I hope you'll share that with the naturopath you could email them and let them know this because this is revolutionary almost, I would say.
It really is shocking.
Yes. All right. So let's see. For me, let's see. Well, I'd say this is pretty much a blessing to me because I've wanted to change my food habits for many years. Years ago, I used to go on diets now and then, and I'd be able to stay on them years ago, maybe 20, 30 years ago. But recently, in the last few years or 10 years, if I'd go on a diet, after the day or two, it would be like, oh, no time for this. Let's move on to something else. And but this was a completely different experience in that I stayed on it all the time. I wanted to stay on it all the time, and it helped. The best thing is it got me out of the, reaching for unhealthy foods. So I don't want those, and I'm going to Safeco Field today for an event with my coworkers. So they're giving us $10 worth of food. So, so I'm going to take my own snacks. I might have a salad there if they have one. I don't know for sure. But um, but anyway, I'm just so glad about the food aspect of this that I don't, people offered me snacks yesterday and I just didn't really want anything, and I feel much more centered, like my life, and then I'll mention in a few moments what else is happening, why I'm feeling good about, continuing this.
And it's interesting because you and I didn't talk before this Google Hangout at all. We didn't know the 3 and 3 we were going to share with each other. But as soon as you said that, I'm looking down at my cards, and my next one is like self-empowerment through self-control. I feel so much more in control of my life. And with that, I start to notice more. I notice more things around me. And I know it's crazy until you do a cleanse like this for yourself because you're thinking, what's going on? But it is so much more than the food. Don't you think? It's like I notice more and I'm making better decisions all around in every aspect of my life.
Yes, I think when we are not grabbing for something outside ourselves, using food or whatever to manage our feelings or to manage our lives, that doesn't work. So we're having to sit with our feelings or moving on to the next thing without having food be there to whatever, block whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
Well, we're used to, I think, always just constantly putting things in our mouth, and to be just stop that for 10 days, all of a sudden it's just this huge awareness, like, what am I doing? Why am I grabbing for that? And it's really very cool. It's not easy. I mean, it's like there are times it's not really, really difficult, but it's a complete change of your life for 10 days because you're stopping that habituated pattern of just reaching for things mindlessly, and it brings you back into mindfulness.
Yes. Um, Also, there were a couple times when I wanted to snack, and I did grab some nori sheets, and I ate
Yeah,
a few nori sheets, and I
nori sheets, yeah, those are good, I think, because they're only 4 calories and filled with protein and
yeah,
minerals.
yeah. So anyway, all right, and so I think it's my turn now. Well, I think also the spirituality in that things are starting to flow now. Things are coming into my life which had been blocked before. And I think that this is kind of the jumping off point for that to happen. I've had a lot of blocks in my life of things working out or coming together. So I feel like letting go of this food, grabbing whatever that's called, just it's not anyway. Um, I think it's helping me to, like, I went to a recital last night, a dance recital of a girl who's 14, and it just was the most wonderful. It was like over 3.5 hours of watching little girls dancing, but that might not be wonderful for everyone. But it just felt like I was in a magical experience, and that felt like a gift to me to be part of that and to share this with this girl and talk with her afterwards, and this it felt very magical. So I think
That's
it's
really
probably
cool.
yes.
Really, really cool. I think this world can be such a magical place, and if we're not so concentrated on, just eating all the time. Like that was my third one. It's pretty simple, but I just said that I didn't have to, think about all these dishes and what I was going to eat that day because it's the shakes, maybe a flex food here and there, but it takes a lot of the mental, you know, thought process out of what am I going to eat 3 times a day today? Where am I going to go shop for food or what restaurants or any of this stuff? It's just like it's there. That aspect is just out of your life for 10 days. And so we can allow this creativity to come through. It's like the dancing. I got to say, I was just dancing around my house in the morning. I just felt like moving, it's just like transforming myself and moving around. So, yeah, I don't know. It probably sounds kind of funny to people who haven't done the cleanse, but I think you just got to do the cleanse yourself and check it out. If you feel drawn to it, just try it and get your own experience because Tamara and I could rattle on and on and on for a long time, but really until you do this and get it in your cells and feel the transformation, it, that once you do it, it's going to be clear to you if it's right for you or not.
Also, I have to say to people that it's quite easy to be on this cleanse most of the time because there's always something to do. There's always, every 2 or 2.5 hours you're doing something. You're eating either the amino acid supplements or you're taking another one of these shakes or you're having a flex food or so it's not like it's you're not having to bite your nails or trying to make it through. It's not like that.
Right. And it's something to look forward to as well. That's why when I added the nap in at 3 o'clock, a 15-minute nap, it was just like, oh, okay, just make it to 3 o'clock. It's kind of like baby steps, It's like you don't have to do this huge thing. It's just like, just do baby steps. Just make it through to 2 o'clock and then make it through to 3 o'clock. And it really becomes pretty fun and easy to do. So I'll just wrap up by saying if anybody has any questions about it, just drop a comment in the comment section or shoot an email over. I'm happy to answer any other questions that we might not have completed on this hangout. And I love doing hangouts with you, Tamara. Maybe we'll do another one sometime
Oh,
soon.
let's do that. Thank you so much, Pamela.
Okay. All right. So signing off. Anything else you want to end with, Tamara?
Happy summer, everybody.
Yes, it's a solstice today, so happy summer solstice. Take care.
Bye.